Hello and welcome to this special edition of The Top Story. I'm Shane Bigham. As the People's Republic of China celebrates the 75th anniversary of its founding, we delve into some of the technological breakthroughs that have emerged over the decades and explore how the achievements have transformed everyday lives. Let's start with the technologies closely related to what we eat. Smart farms are emerging in China as the country pursues modernization in its agriculture and rural areas. These farms employ state-of-the-art technologies, significantly increasing output despite a shrinking labor force. Chi Zhe reports.
It's the harvest season. At an almost unmanned farm in northeast China, the golden rice fields are alive with the hum of harvesters operating along designated paths. 34-year-old farmer Liu Wei says as machines take over most of the work, it's now rare to see people toiling from dawn to dusk in the fields, even during what used to be the busiest season of a year.
Back then, it was exhausting. It took 60 or 70 people working around the clock just to match what one machine can do now.
Liu works at the 856 farm in Heilongjiang province. The mechanization rate is nearly 100%. Production director Xu Kejiang says smart machines have been able to deal with every process in growing crops.
Technology is now integrated at every stage, from seedling cultivation to harvest. These advancements have not only boosted efficiency, but also improved quality.
With the help of drones and big data, tasks like field inspection, fertilization, crop health monitoring, and pest control are no longer tough.
In the past, we relied on manual methods to apply pesticides, but now, guided by big data, we can easily control the dosage using a smartphone. This convenience not only saves time, but also boosts rice yields.
856 is one of the many farms undergoing smart transformation in Heilongjiang province. Dubbed China's grain barn, Heilongjiang has been the country's top grain producer for 14 consecutive years, with its annual output accounting for more than 1/10 of the nation's total in recent years, despite a declining agricultural workforce. Across the country, the agricultural population has significantly decreased due to economic development and the urbanization drive. Today, only 1/3 of the people at 856 farm are still engaged in farming. Many of Liu Wei's colleagues have moved to cities, leaving those who chose to stay with the responsibility of tending to larger areas of farmland.
There used to be crowds in the fields. Now, if you need help from a farmer, you have to hire someone from other provinces.
But their yields keep growing, as technicians now make up 40% of the staff. Researcher He Xiongkui from China Agricultural University has noted a changing structure in China's agricultural workforce.
In the future, farmers will work in labs, cultivating seedlings and using sensors to monitor soil and other data. Our agricultural workforce will consist of highly skilled professionals who integrate technology with farming. This is where we are heading, and it's not far off.
China has to feed 1/5 of the world's population with less than 10% of the planet's arable land, while also facing a shrinking labor force. This is why the country has been striving to develop smart farms like 856 in response to significant demographic shifts. Liu Wei is working hard to study digital and AI technologies, expecting to master more smart equipment in the future.
I'm definitely willing because farming is getting easier with advanced machinery.
That was Chi Zhe reporting on smart farms in China. Moving on to technologies that have revolutionized how we commute and travel. It's easier than ever to hop on a bike and explore the city in China, as shared bikes have transformed urban mobility. At the heart of this boom is the indigenous Beidou navigation satellite system, which has transformed how people travel across the country. Do Hongyu has more.
When shared bikes first appeared in China about a decade ago, they often created more trouble than convenience. College student Lu Yao always had difficulties locating one with her phone.
In the past, it might be pretty hard to find a bicycle. The map on the app could be misleading too.
在北斗之前，我们用了几种定位的一个融合技术。
Vice President Lin Shi of bike-sharing giant Hello Bike says they initially relied on foreign navigation systems, which struggled with accuracy in China.
因为我们传统都是用的 GPS。
We use the GPS and positioning technologies from Japan and Europe. They're not accurate and stable enough in China.
In 2020, China launched the final Beidou satellite, establishing the fourth global navigation network, joining the ranks of the US GPS, Russia's GLONASS, and Europe's Galileo. While the other systems provide positioning accuracy of around 10 meters, the Beidou system achieves precision within 1 meter. For shared bike companies like Hello Bike, this level of accuracy has created a defining opportunity.
因为精准定位是本身就是这个
Accurate positioning is essential for improving shared bike operations. With its wide coverage and minimum blind spots, Beidou is a milestone for the shared transportation industry.
是具有里程碑意义的。
Lin says his company has installed Beidou chips in its bikes. Their big data center receives billions of positioning signals every day, analyzing riding demands and dispatching vehicles accordingly. With more efficient services, user complaints have declined by over 60%. Users like Lu Yao appreciate the improvements.
It's easier to find one no matter you are in the street, around the mall, or at the corner. And you can believe what is shown on the phone. The number of the bikes, the directions, the distance.
Data from the China Road Transport Association shows that shared bikes have reached 600 million users in the country, over 40% of the population. Besides Hello Bike, major operators like Meituan Bike and Didi Bike have also adopted Beidou technologies. An industry report shows the transportation industry is the largest market for the Beidou system. Besides shared bikes, Beidou technologies are applied in taxi hailing, bus tracking, and travel navigation. Official data indicates that Beidou's positioning service is used more than 360 billion times a day. That's over 4 million times per second. While outdoor navigation has improved convenience, experts are striving to make indoor navigation a reality. Li Hongchang is a professor in transportation economics at Beijing Jiaotong University.
The Beidou system will provide accurate navigation in complex environments of large buildings like shopping malls, airports, and hospitals, reducing inefficient travel.
He also sees potential in unmanned cars, trains, and aircraft, which he believes will lower the cost of travel.
首先来讲，对于单一交通系统来讲的话呢，
Driverless technology supported by Beidou can lower costs and boost efficiency. As a result, transportation prices might go down, which would be a real benefit for everyone.
China is encouraging cities to explore new applications for the Beidou system and is extending its services to rural areas. And not just in China, the UN-recognized navigation system is now serving over 200 countries and regions, with broad applications in civil aviation, maritime safety, search and rescue, and more.
That was Do Hongyu on how China's Beidou navigation satellite system has made transportation much more efficient.
Sideline Story brings you all things sports related. The hottest topics, latest events, juiciest stories, all with a very personal take. Subscribe to Sideline Story Podcast for heated sports discussions covering events that are happening in China and around the world.
You're listening to a special edition of The Top Story, where we bring you some of China's technological breakthroughs that have transformed the everyday lives of the people. turning to high-end manufacturing. Foldable smartphones have been a major sensation this year, especially with the launch of Huawei's latest tri-foldable model in September. Driven by technological innovation and robust consumer demand, China's emerged as the largest market for these devices. Research organization IDC predicts that China will capture around 40% of the global market share for foldable phones in the near future. Wang Ziheng explores one of the technological breakthroughs fueling this boom.
Foldable smartphones have become a standout choice for many Chinese consumers as they offer a larger screen and multitasking functions, catering to both productivity and entertainment needs.
I really like this curved screen.
I am really excited to try out some of the foldable smartphones from domestic brands.
The defining feature of foldable smartphones is their ability to fold repeatedly. This is supported by a new material, ultra-thin stainless steel foil, which is used to make the supporting layer under the screen. Less than 1/6 of the thickness of A4 printer paper, the foil is nicknamed hand-torn steel because it can easily be torn by hand. But material engineer Liao Xi says it is strong enough for making cell phone screens.
Although the foil can be torn by hand, it remains a metal with high strength, corrosion resistance, and durability. For the same thickness, it is about 3 to 4 times stronger than aluminum foil.
These features perfectly align with consumers' demand for foldable phones that are both lightweight and durable. But the production process of hand-torn steel is really challenging. Liao Xi says there are over 20 procedures, with each step requiring precise control.
For example, we have to achieve a thickness variation of just 1 micrometer in a 20 micrometer material. This is extremely demanding, roughly the same as a fluctuation of just 1/70th the width of a human hair.
As the world's largest smartphone maker and consumer market, China used to rely heavily on imported hand-torn steel. The success of Liao Xi and his team broke the monopoly of foreign brands, significantly reducing costs for domestic clients. And with improvements in manufacturing techniques, ultra-thin steel is now used beyond just supporting foldable phone screens. Researcher Duan Haojie and his team are using it to create a key component in the production of electronic screen.
This is a new product we've developed from hand-torn steel. Our clients will turn it into a transparent mask.
The fine metal mask determines screen resolution and image quality. Duan explains that a mask as large as a smartphone screen requires over 2 million tiny holes to let light through, placing very high demands on the material's surface quality, smoothness, and stability.
If the foil isn't perfectly flat, the holes might not line up correctly.
After more than 10 rounds of adjustments, Duan and his team have improved their product's quality rate to 95% and are gradually gaining market recognition. Professor Wang Lijun from the University of Science and Technology Beijing has been working closely with the hand-torn steel research team. She says as the technology continues to mature, hand-torn steel will find even more applications in China.
Hand-torn steel could be used in fields such as electronics, aerospace, and defense equipment. Its potential is especially promising in areas focused on lightweight, miniaturized, and smart manufacturing technologies.
China has been vigorously advancing its high-tech manufacturing sector. In the first half of 2024, investment in high-tech industries grew by more than 10%. Professor Wang Lijun believes that the successful development of high-end materials like hand-torn steel is not just a technological breakthrough, but also a major boost for innovation.
The success of ultra-thin steel has greatly boosted our confidence in manufacturing, showing us that we can achieve technological advancements and breakthroughs even under extreme conditions. This is highly significant.
In the production workshop where Liao Xi works, machines are buzzing as they rush to fulfill the latest orders for hand-torn steel. He and his team are developing new products, aiming to make them even thinner and more specialized.
That was Wang Ziheng reporting. We continue with the type of wearable robot that's been reducing burden on physical labor. Exoskeleton technologies transforming industries and everyday lives across China. These wearable devices are now enhancing human strength, reducing physical strain, and revolutionizing sectors such as logistics, mining, and healthcare. Industry insiders are stressing the need for technological breakthroughs, suggesting these robots hold the potential to reshape the future. Yu Shan has the story.
Airport baggage handling has long been a physically demanding job, requiring workers to load and unload countless suitcases in cramped airplane cargo holds under tight time constraints. But this labor-intensive task is being transformed with the introduction of exoskeleton robots. Once only seen in sci-fi movies like The Wandering Earth 2, these advanced technologies enable workers to lift heavy loads with ease, something that was nearly impossible with just their bare hands.
With the exoskeleton, it feels like someone is pulling from behind, and it protects my lower back.
The man wears a smart exoskeleton on his back, roughly the size of a backpack. With its assistance, a 20-kilogram suitcase feels about a third lighter. This highlights the core advantage of exoskeleton technology that is seamlessly integrating human movement, sensation, and cognition with machine capabilities. China began research and development in this field around 2000, with the first products hitting the market in 2015, primarily for medical rehabilitation purposes. ULS Robotics, a leading tech firm in this field, focuses on developing embodied robots. According to Chief Marketing Officer John Hua, their devices can help stroke patients regain physical function.
Previously, patients relied on physical therapists to guide their recovery. With exoskeleton robots, they can now do rehabilitation exercises at home.
As China's population is rapidly aging, elderly care is emerging as a new area where exoskeletons can make a significant impact.
Many older adults don't have medical conditions, but as they age, their leg strength decreases. Climbing stairs becomes difficult, let alone going out. Our wearable robots can help them walk and climb stairs.
In China, exoskeletons have also found applications in areas such as mining, automotive manufacturing, logistics, and outdoor sports. By 2023, the market was valued at over 170 million yuan, or about $24 million, with projections to grow nearly 14-fold over the next 5 years. Currently, many Chinese exoskeleton makers are integrated into the global supply chain, benefiting from significant advantages in production capacity and cost efficiency. Professor Liu Xiaoshan from the Shenzhen Artificial Intelligence Research Institute is upbeat about the future of China's exoskeleton market. He stresses that achieving breakthroughs in key technologies will be crucial to sustaining this growth.
China really stands out in producing key components for robots, and it has a massive market to sell them. The last piece of the puzzle is the midstream technologies, like software design, which are currently being developed at full speed. Once that's done, the entire supply chain will be complete.
He believes that exoskeleton and similar robots will become seamlessly integrated into daily life, much like wearing a pair of glasses. ULS Robotics have already developed over 5,000 products to meet a wide range of specific needs. CMO Zhang Hua says future exoskeletons will be smarter, more affordable, and, with advancements in AI, even more responsive and attuned to users' needs.
That was Yu Shan reporting on China's breakthroughs in exoskeleton technology. And finally, we take a look at a kind of emerging robot that can empower people with visual disabilities. The demand for guide dogs in China far outstrips the supply, leaving many visually impaired individuals waiting years for assistance. Now, AI-powered robot guide dogs present a promising solution. Developers say they'll offer more than just navigation and positioning, with advanced features designed to enhance mobility and everyday life. Tian Lu has more.
In 2017, Zhao Qiubao lost his eyesight, joining about 18 million visually impaired individuals in China. Like many others in his situation, Zhao wanted a guide dog. But the rigorous training process and high costs meant long waiting times for applicants. At that time, fewer than 200 guide dogs were in service nationwide, with a long waiting list of more than 50,000 people. Zhao was fortunate. After just a year of waiting and undergoing several assessments, he received his guide dog, Alpha.
He is my eyes, ensuring my safety and reconnecting me with the world.
Over the years, Alpha has helped Zhao walk and commute. But as a guide dog service life typically lasts about 9 years, Zhao is now facing the challenge of how to live without the help of Alpha in the future. Aging is not the only challenge guide dogs face. Despite their intensive training, they can still encounter situations where they struggle to assist their owners. Councillor Guo Jiale has been with her guide dog Guy Li for over 2 years, but when they go to strange places, Guy Li can hardly help.
In unfamiliar places, the dog feels confused.
Now, Guo is eagerly awaiting the next evolution in guide dogs, a robotic dog equipped with navigation and positioning capabilities.
If a robotic guide dog could identify shops and offer navigation, it would make life so much easier.
Fortunately, progress in this field is accelerating. A team at Northwestern Polytechnical University has developed an AI-powered guide dog capable of performing the same tasks as traditional guide dogs. Professor Li Xuelong explains that their robotic dog can even function without internet access.
We've embedded intelligent models into these robotic dogs that work even without internet. In places like elevators where there's no connection, the dog can still do its job. It can also relay real-world challenges like navigating through crowds back to the lab for collaborative problem-solving.
In addition to navigation, these robotic dogs can offer emotional support.
We've installed sensors so that the robots can respond to touch. They can even recognize dialects from different regions of China.
Compared to traditional guide dogs, robotic dogs are not only more versatile, but also more cost-effective. They're easy to mass-produce, cheap to maintain, and can serve longer than real dogs. However, Professor Liu Shaoshan from the Shenzhen Artificial Intelligence Research Institute emphasizes the complexity of developing these electronic guide dogs.
These robots are highly sophisticated. They rely on precise sensor data and advanced technology. But as we refine them, we are also driving the country's overall progress in robotics.
Now these robotic guide dogs are transitioning from the lab to real-world applications, and both Guo Jiale and Zhao Qiubao are eager to experience the future of guide dog technology.
My guide dog is like family to me, but having a robotic dog could make navigating the world even easier.
I'm excited to see if I can form the same connection with a robotic guide dog as I have with Alpha.
Professor Liu hopes more technology firms will join this emerging industry, helping robotic guide dogs reach the market sooner to benefit those in need.
That was Tian Lu on robotic guide dogs in China. While supporting the high-quality development of the domestic economy and leading the continuous upgrading of industries, Chinese science and technology endeavors have also made important contributions to world technology advancement. A report by the World Intellectual Property Organization shows that China is now home to 26 of the world's top 100 science and technology innovation clusters, maintaining its position as the global leader for 2 consecutive years. And that's all for this special edition of The Top Story. I'm Shane Bigham. Thanks for listening.